All right, here are these solutions to Algebra Master Check 71273. A. So first we're simplifying these expressions. For this first one, we don't have any exponents with the same base, so all we have to do is get these negatives into the denominator. So we'll have a to the 6th on top, 3 to the 5th on the bottom, b to the 3rd, so the -5 becomes +5 when you put it in the denominator. Same with the -3, and c the -4 can be in the denominator like that. If you wanted to, you could also change that 3 to the 5th to be 243. So this would be a good answer too if you had a to the 6th and 243 b to the 3rd, c to the 4th. Either one of those would be fine. For number 2 here, again, we're just fixing the negative exponents. So it's not simplified if it has negative exponents. And so to make the -4 be a +4, we'll put it to the bottom. And to make the -6 be a +6, we'll put it to the top. So this becomes 2m to the 3rd p to the 6th over n to the 4th. For number 3, we have this whole thing to the 3rd, or to the power of 3. And so we have to distribute that, and we're going to multiply the powers. When you have a power raised to a power, you multiply the power product property. So what that looks like is the 3 gets to the 3rd, because this is technically 3 to the 1, right? So that 3 will be to the 3rd, because 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 6 is 18, so we'll have w to the 18. And 3 times -3 is -9, so we'll have x to the -9. Now, 3 to the 3rd is 27. W to the 18 is fine. And x to the -9 needs to go in the denominator, so we have positive exponents. Okay, remember, anytime you have a negative exponent, you can put it in the denominator, make it positive, or if it's already in the denominator, you can put it in the numerator and make it negative. All right, last one here, -5. Remember, this -5 is going to get multiplied by, there's actually two ways we could do this, but we'll do it this way first. The -5 gets multiplied by the 6, and this 6 to the 1 here will get multiplied by -5 as well. So this is going to be 6 to the -5 y, and kind of wrote on it there, but -5 times -6 gives me -30. And these are both negative, so we'll put them both in the denominator and we'll just leave a 1 on top. And 6 to the 5th is going to be a huge number, 7,776. So I'm just going to leave it as is. It wouldn't be wrong if you wrote 7,776, but that's getting pretty big. All right, evaluate the expression for x equals 4 and y equals -3. So that just means we plug in those values and we put this into our calculator. So we've got 5 to the -5, x is 4, So 4 squared, and y is -3, so -3 to the -6. If we wanted to work this out by hand, we could rewrite this with the negative exponents in the denominator. So 4 squared over 5 to the 5th times 3 to the 6th. We don't have any common bases, so we can't combine anything. 4 squared is 16, and 5 to the 5th is 3,125. You don't have to show all this work. I'm just doing it to be thorough. And 3 to the 6th is 729. And if you multiply those together, you get a huge number. And if you do 16 divided by that number, you get 0. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7. And then there's some more, but I'll round it to that. Now you could also write this as 7 times 10 to the negative, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. And that would give you the same answer. So that would take a 7 and it would move the decimal to the right 6 times, which would give us, or sorry, to the left 6 times. That would be the scientific notation way to write this answer. All right, number 6. A soccer ball has a radius of 11 centimeters. Using the radius, find the volume of the soccer ball if the volume of a sphere is... All right, so they gave us the formula for the volume of a sphere. And the radius is 11. So all we have to do is solve this. So 4/3 pi, and our r is 11 to the third. And so we can do 11 to the third times 4/3. And that gives us 5,324 over 3 pi. So that would be one way to write your answer. Or you could actually multiply that by pi. And you would get an approximate answer of 5,575.2. Actually, that's an exact answer. Oh no, it's approximate. 28, and we are talking about centimeters cubed. All right, last one. Simplify the following in scientific notation. So we've got two things here multiplied together. They're parentheses, but really those parentheses are just there to help you see these numbers more clearly. This is just one big string of multiplication. So we really have 5.2 times 10 to the 5th times 4.7 times 10 to the 8th. Now, because this is all multiplication, we can rearrange it. We can put it in any order and it'll always be the same, the commutative property of multiplication. So I'll rearrange it like this. And I can multiply my 5.2 times 4.7. And that gives me 24.44. And 10 to the 5th times 10 to the 10th, well, when you have this situation, you just add these exponents. So that becomes times 10 to the 13th. And this is almost correct, except this coefficient is not allowed to be bigger than 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to bump this decimal place over, and what's a good way to think about it? Which is basically dividing this by 10, which would change our answer. So you could say we're dividing by 10, and if we also multiply by 10, then we're not changing our answer, which means we just have to have one more 10 here. So 2.444 times 10 to the 14th is the same as 24.44 times 10 to the 13th. So this is the final correct answer. All right. Hopefully that was helpful. And remember, those live lessons are Tuesday and Friday at noon. Hope to see you there. Oh, unless you're watching this Q4, I guess they might be different.